Hello everyone, and good Saturday afternoon to everyone. I hope everyone's having a good day. This was kind of one of those impromptu things. I did go thrifting yesterday and was out quite a few hours, and I did get some new stuff also. I'm going to have an announcement of a channel name change that I feel like is maybe more cohesive with the type of items I sell as well as my personality. So there's that. But anyway, we'll give it just a few minutes for some people to come in. It's hot outside. I had to go outside and get a lot of those items out of my trunk because I really wasn't into. Hey, Clint, welcome in. I really wasn't into doing it yesterday, so I just did it today. And then I have to come up a flight of stairs to get upstairs with all that glass. But anyway, you got to do what you got to do, right? So, like I said, we'll give it a few more minutes because there's a lot of nice items that I did thrift. And went to Goodwill, and their prices are okay. I just happened to be in that area, so I did just decide to stop and check it out. I hadn't been in there for a very long time. I'm more in the one up north from me, which is about 12 miles away. So I decided to just run in there just to see what they had. And they did have some, sometimes their prices are just a little bit higher than some Goodwills, but I noticed they have dropped their prices some, which makes total sense. It's a competitive world out there, and if you're not kind of in the same line with or similar to what other people sell, like they say, the early bird does get that worm. So, anyway. I just wanted to come on, and I am live under the new name. I did change it yesterday, kind of today, this morning, because it was rather late when I did that, but I decided that maybe this was more, after all, I do sell a lot of glass, so why not? And then, the fun part is when you ship it, and I do sell a lot of it because I like to deal in a lot of vintage glass items. There's just something about it, I'm just drawn to it, and I just go out there and get it. So I do have a wonderful sourcing place, so why not? So, but yes, I did change the name, change a little bit of look back there, and why not? So we'll give it just a few more minutes. I know a lot of times for these notifications to go out, and I figured people would recognize me by this channel by the first name alone because that really didn't change except for the apostrophe and the S. But I did decide to change it. So Clint's been live a couple times, I think, today. He goes live quite a bit, and his channel's doing real well. That's what it takes. You gotta step out there and go live because, hey, that's what gets those subscribers. So anyway, I got the air blowing on me. It's another hot day out there, so get me a drink of water. But, the story behind the name change is that I was out thrifting yesterday, and I did purchase some glass again. I got to thinking about it. I'm like, hey, that's your thing. You like to thrift glass. So I decided I was coming home and, thinking about a name, and I did pick the name out for my new channel, and I thought it was very appropriate because those who know me know that I like to sell glass and I like the glitz and the sparkles, so that's where the glam comes from. And galore is because I have a lot of it. So that's how I formed that name. I wasn't planning to, it just came out like that. So that's what it ended up to be. And I did change the thumbnail, my picture as well. So, because if you have a new channel, you should absolutely have a new picture. So that is my picture. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and start showing, and then I'm sure people will come in after the fact. And before you come in, hit that thumbs up if you're rewatching this or watching after the fact, after the stream. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and share this video. So the very first piece I thrifted is this piece right here, and I thought it might have been from Germany, but let me drop the camera. It is from Russia, and it's in very good condition. It's really a neat piece, and I think it's from the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. My husband Googled it. There you have those feet on there. It's just a little novelty item. It would look nice in someone's china cabinet. It's just a really cute little novelty thing. And right here is that little picture on there. And I thought, I like that. So I went ahead and picked it up. But it is a very nice piece. And for the age of it, not to be beat and banged up, that's quite the thing there. I'll open it up for you if I can get the top off of it. That's what it looks like on the inside. And I think there's no plug-in or anything on that. I think it's just basically for aesthetic looks. And then you just put the top right back on there. Then put that right on top. And there we have it. I just thought it was a very interesting piece. I kind of like the picture on that. Let me bring it in, let the camera focus on that. I initially thought it was from Germany. That's what went through my mind. But no, it is a Russian piece. It's in very good shape. And it's from the 70s. Just a really cute little thing that I thought was unusual. So I did get that piece there. Oh, before I get, my husband did buy me this is the equivalent to what they have in a postal weighing system. It does weigh up to 110 pounds, and I do sell quite a bit of glass, so he bought me this. So that will come in handy. It is a digital setup, and it has different, weights, things on it that you can click on. Max 110 pounds, so I thought I would show that. And it's Gentech, and it's a stainless postal shipping scale. And like I said, I do sell a tremendous amount of glass, so that came in handy because my husband had to take 2 or 3 boxes to the post office and have them weighed so that I would know what to charge for shipping. And next, this is a really, I thought this hat was really cool. I'm not this type of hat wearer, but this is what's on the front of it. Right there, when I seen that pink, I had to have it. Then look at the sides. That's really a fancy hat. It even has it on the other side. This cost some money because it did come from Leon's Breakaway, top quality something in leather outfitters, and I'll show you that part of it. That's where that came from. So if I was to guess, this is not an inexpensive hat. It doesn't have really any wear right there where someone may have wore it in sweat. I know that's gross, but it is a very high quality hat, to say the least. And it's absolutely a lady's hat. That right there, I thought it was neat because of that feature right there. There's the side of it. Hey, Johnny, welcome in. I kind of changed my channel, Johnny. I thought I would make it more appropriate because I do sell tons of glass, and why not? So, like I said, that probably cost somebody some money, but not me, because I don't believe in paying a lot of money for something. I would wear that myself, and I'm more of um, that glamorous hat. Yes, I did, because I felt like that sometimes change is good. And it was kind of an impromptu thing because, I was coming home from the thrift store and I thought, you sell a lot of glass and a lot of it has went out of here. And I don't know, it was just weird. I guess it was some kind of a sign. I don't know. I just decided to I sell a lot of glass. I love glamorous things, and I got a lot of them. So, hey, it made sense, right? Right. So, and I do have a wonderful thrifting source, and they always have the old glass, and it's like a moth to the flame. I am just totally drawn to that stuff for some reason. It just is so beautiful, and you know, I don't know. But anyway, let's get started. I don't know what to start with. I love to do that thrifting. We'll start with the Goodwill first. I love boxes. And I'll show you this one if I don't. The bird must be really old on that because there's crazing on it. But I thought it was really beautiful. It's got that on the back. And probably someone more than likely made that. And I just thought it was beautiful. When you open on the inside, it's pretty clean. And there's the inside of it. But I don't know if that's intentional or not, but there is crazing on that. And I'll move it in and you can see what I'm talking about. So, move it in so you can probably see that crazing. I don't know if the light drowns it out. It probably does. Let's turn that off. But it does have crazing on it. And I thought it was really beautiful. I'm kind of drawn to these little things. But it is a gorgeous box. Somebody probably put that together. I don't know if it come that way. But anyway, I thought it was very beautiful. And naturally, I'm drawn to stuff like that. Next up, some guys may be interested in some of these items if I can get this out of here. Oops. I do kind of I know a lot of people are drawn to older bottles, and one of them looks like that. You have that. Okay, Johnny, you're always a working, and this is a Sunday. I hope you're at home working instead. Look at that heavy glass stopper on that, and look at the bottom of that. And I know it, and it's in relatively good shape, and I hadn't Googled. Hey, Maria, California Thrifter, welcome in. You probably have noticed the change to my name. I did change it Well, technically this morning because it was past midnight and I was still up, but it has that beautiful glass stopper in it. Isn't that gorgeous? And that was a Goodwill find. And I know a lot of people do collect the glass bottles and older glass bottles, but that one was in really excellent shape. So even the stop, well, it's glass. That is glass way down in there. Just something that's in immaculate shape. So, and thank you for coming in, Maria. I appreciate that. So next up, let's see, that's going a little bit further. There's something. These right here, these, I know a lot of people like these, and this one's old as well. Had a flower come off. I'm not really for sure the age of this, but a lot of people do like these. This is very heavy, and it is a deviled egg tray. It is glass. It is older. There's that part of it. No chips nor cracks on that. Just a beautiful vintage piece right there. And this would be pretty with your deviled eggs and some kind of something in the middle of it there. Maybe a dip or something, or just this is just a really beautiful vintage piece. And there's the back of it once again. I like that glass. I guess I'm addicted to it. I guess there's a lot worse things than glass, right? So let me set this over here. And next up, okay, what is that? Oh my goodness, did I show this? I must not have. I don't remember showing this piece. Thank you. I did change my name, Maria. I wanted it kind of more cohesive with the things I'm thrifting all the time, and I do like the bling, and I have a lot of it, so it just made sense. I had not intended on doing that, but I don't know. I don't know. Because I hadn't intended on changing it, but sometimes I wanted something more cohesive with my personality, and I think that is very cohesive. And here we have one of the old fruit bowls here, the fruit thing. And as you can see, that's another older piece there. There's no chips or cracks on this. Very beautiful. I haven't Googled anything, so I don't know much about this. Let me take a Google shot on this real quick. Yeah, sometimes we don't get all those notifications sometimes, especially if you're subscribed to a lot of people. You don't always get those notifications. Even if you hit the bell, it seems not to matter as well. So let me look this one up and see what we have. Like I say, I Google a lot of this inside the store, and that's why I purchase it. And, I'm always got that. One day I'm going to take you guys inside there, and I'm going to show you exactly how big the store is, how well it's set out, and it does go to help abused women get back on their feet and lead a normal life. Yep, it's vintage clear prep. This one falls more under the Libby category. Yeah, this one is a Libby fruit bowl. And I do see some listings on, let me see what this says. Now, eBay says vintage clear pressed glass large serving bowl dish with compote. And so it's pressed glass. So I guess there's a difference. But I'm just really, I'm looking for the date on this one, guys. I'm thinking it may be, a lot of times they don't give a big. This vintage glass serving bowl is a stunning piece of American Empire style design. So that's the design. The clear pressed glass is glossy and features a teardrop theme, which, yes, that's it. The bowl sits on a stem pedestal and has a diameter of 8.75 inches with a 4-inch base and a height of 7.5 inches. This mid 20th century bowl, so yes, I think we got a winner, is one of a kind piece and has not been reproduced. So this is even better. So it goes on to say what you can use it for: hand wash only. Its weight is 49.6 ounces and comes from an unknown origin. And it evidently this is the mid 20th century. Score. But anyway, it is beautiful. It's a compote. I thought it was some kind of fruit bowl, but evidently it's not. But it is from the mid 20th century. It makes you wonder how things survive that long, but it is beautiful. They were see the teardrops they were talking about on that. Of course, I always clean my stuff with Windex before I send it out, but wow, we've really got something here. No joke on that. So I'm going to put it over here. Some other doodads. Lord knows we don't want that broke, right? So that was a thrift from a while ago. Evidently, I must have missed it somewhere along the way. And I did thrift this. This is for myself. I have a lot of beautiful watches, and I recently bought uh, a watch, a vintage watch. It's a Sheffield, and it's absolutely beautiful. The only thing of it is it's missing the stem, and I need to track down someone who does watches like that because that is a very high end watch company, and it's been around for many years, and this one is for watches. I am just cuckoo for things at a box. So this holds those special watches that you want to keep off to the side. A very nice case, and I bought that with that in mind because I do have several nice watches that I want to keep safe. And I'm not sure. It's kind of looks like it's not leather though. It's very pretty though. So that's for watches. So I had that in mind when I bought it. So next up, let's see what I bought. Oh, that's the lid to a teapot. That's really, oh, it's so pretty. So now, if we want to talk big, we're going to talk big. This I got as well, and this sells for high dollar. And I forget what they call this. There is a process, and I heard it talked about in an auction just the other day, and I cannot think of what they call this, but it is very beautiful. It's the process where they paint things on the back of an item, and I forget what they call that. It is very large. Here's the back that has been painted. And they call that something, and I can't think of what they call that. But I can tell you this. I Googled this, and this is high dollar. I don't recall what they call that, where it's paint. I do know it is vintage. It is humongous. Let's get a measurement on that while I'm at it. Hopefully I didn't take, okay, here's something. So let's measure this. This measures approximately 15 inches across. So it's a big one. And I forget what they call that. There's a name for that glass, and it is vintage. I'm going to go ahead. I took a picture of it. I'm going to pull that picture up from my photographs because that's what I do. I take my phone with me and I Google this stuff. And if it goes in the cart, you know it's all that. No, that's not it neither. Okay, let's find out what we're dealing with here. I knew it was an expensive piece. I did know that. So we're going to take a look. But there's a name for that, and I cannot think of it. And I just heard the term the other day, and I think that's why I probably picked this one up. You will open the image because you're right up here with the router. Now open the image. Okay, it's an Anton Studio Designs is what it is. And it is vintage. Goofus glass. Hey Brian, welcome in, sweetheart. It's Goofus glass. GOOFUS glass. But anyway, this is how large it is. And Goofus glass is always painted on the other side. This is like a gold tone. But the Anton Studio was I couldn't think of that for nothing. Let's see here. And I think it runs pretty high dollar. But it is a very large Goofus glass. I can't even say that without smiling. But it is called Goofus glass. Let me see where I found that at. Let's take a look and see what they say about it. Good to see you, Brian. I hope your mom is doing well. I was having one of those days where it's so hot outside and I had to pull one side of my hair up because Goofus glass bowl like peacock feathers. Doesn't really say much about it. I don't like it, but I know it's old, and I know for a fact, but it is Goofus glass. Okay, when in doubt, ask Google. What is Goofus glass? Lights were out last night from the storm. I know we've been having some, because it's so hot, and then when that cold front hits, she's doing good today. Good, Brian. I'm so glad. Brian takes such good care of his mom. Okay, this is what Goofus glass is, and I smile every time I read that. A type of pressed glass decorated with unfired enamel paint in the early 20th century. It was mass-produced and inexpensive and was often given as prizes. Let me show more. Goofus glass is known for the bright colors and common designs this doesn't have flowers on it, or clear glass and gold and red cabbage roses on the plate. Goofus glass is different from enameled glass where the enamel is fired, making the paint more durable. Goofus glass also came before carnival glass, very interested, which became popular around 1910 and has more attractive and durable. Goofus glass can be found in collections, and some collectors may remove the imperfect paint or touch it up with new paint. Pieces of Goofus glass can also be viewed at the Granville Museum and Sutton Homestead in historic Granville. So this is where, hey Gigi, welcome in, sweetheart. So this is where this originated from, and it's a very large piece. And from what I can see, the condition of it is not bad. It's where they painted that gold on the back, and for it to survive that many years and be that big, that is indeed a beautiful piece of Goofus glass. That's funny. Every time I say it, I kind of smile about it. So we will put this humongous piece over here. I hope everyone's having a good day out there. Thank you so much for coming in. And oh my God, there's this gorgeous, oh, this is pretty. Oh, and I may have Googled it. I was in the consignment shops yesterday, and I don't know if it was the heat or what, but people were getting on my nerves. You know, I try to be cordial and get out of people's way. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to stand there. If I'm looking at something, I'm standing there. And that's another thing that got on my nerves. I don't know. Maybe I picked up on the vibrations. I was rather dressed up. So, and I don't care. I wear what I want to. I'm a nice person. I'm polite. And if people don't like what I'm wearing, your head turns either way. Don't look. So anyway, you know, if you got a problem with what I'm wearing, you don't have to look at it. But anyway, look at this. And I was dressed appropriate. I was not, you know what I mean. Look at that. And I'm not being mean. I'm just being truthful. You know, I do dress a certain way. That's my personality, and I'm not changing it for anybody because I don't have to. But look at that. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Let's get a quick Google shot, but I don't know. There was something about it was really, I don't know. I must have picked up on somebody's, because I don't care who says what about me. I don't care. I'm not there for them anyway. But anywho, let's take a quick picture. Can't please everyone, and I wouldn't want to anyway. Okay. I bet this is an oldie but a goodie, but how beautiful is that? Let's give that a quick Google search. Tells me it's unable to open image. You will, because I'm right up here with the router. Alrighty then. We have, let's see if I can find this. But isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. I'm interested to find out. Yeah, I think it's a glass sandwich and relish tray, from what I understand. Boy, you could carry something out in style in this beautiful thing. This is from the 1930s, and there's Papa Jim's. Thank you, Papa Jim's. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's not crystal. It doesn't, I don't know, y'all. I hear that ping. But it's from the 1930s. And what beautiful vintage shape is that in? Isn't that gorgeous? A lot of times you can tell by the bottom of a piece how vintage it is. And usually your vintage has this configuration right here, normally. Good to see you, Papa Jim's. But isn't that gorgeous? I could just see someone serving something on that, putting it in a safe place, mind you. That is beautiful. But I believe it's from the 30s. It often makes me wonder, aha, I think I found it. Hey, Laura. You probably got a big surprise. I did change my channel name, and I'll explain to you guys more as, oh, I found it. Vintage Etched Glass. It's on Etsy. I just basically go there to get the description, but I think it is from the 1930s. Holy cats. Vintage etched glassware center handle plate cookie server. One said sandwich, and I'm going to see the details on it. Vintage etched glass center handle plate cookie serving dish, cupcake service stand, cake platter, party decor. Wow, this they got somebody must know what they have here. But it is vintage and I think it's from the 30s. But the one I'm looking up doesn't have that fancy thing right there. It's good to see you, Miss Laura. Miss Laura scratching her head. Now wait a minute. That don't sound, but I figured I would be recognizable by my first name and this I'll tell you the whole story in a minute. But I don't see any with that beautiful, beautiful handle. Isn't that gorgeous? Etched glass. I don't think it's crystal, but how beautiful is that? Let me set this off to the side over here. And next up, I had to move a lot of things around, you guys, to get this up here. Oh, this is that purse. This is so cute. Take this price tag. As many of you know, I love purses as well, so this was a real no-brainer for me. You find the bottom of it. That's not it. The stuff's wrapped up really hard. Whoa. Here, I'll get this teapot out and I'll show you this teapot and we'll find the base for this purse here in a minute. It's a cookie jar and it's really cute. Okay, y'all. Here. I did Google this one as well. This one's really beautiful. And I try to go with those recognizable names normally, but this one is a Christmas one. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much. And this one is fine porcelain, and I got so much stuff on this desk, I'd be lucky to find anything on it. So it's Fielder Keepsakes, and it's fine porcelain. It's made in America. It has a flag on it. And wait till you see this beauty. This is a teapot, and it's gorgeous. It is Christmas. How beautiful is that? There you have that top on there like that with that real fired gold on it. Normally, your older pieces have more substantial fired gold on them, but this is a Christmas one. Isn't that beautiful? I bet this one won't last very long, and I'll show you the bottom of it. There's a price tag of $36 many moons ago. So we will move that in and get the camera to focus. Let's get some light on the subject. But that is a beauty as well. Thank you, Gigi. I normally take pictures because I'm constantly Googling things and, things that kind of draw my attention. I kind of go over and check them out. And I think I did take a picture of this. And we will tell you what it is. Where's it at? I've got so many pictures where I've Googled stuff. It's not even funny. See. Might have gotten rid of it. Let's Google this again and we'll get more information on this one. It's beautiful. I saw it and I'm like, oh wow, is that gorgeous or what? So let's take a picture. Is it hot, you guys, where you're at? Because it's terrible here. I can't wait for fall to come when it's like 70-ish, no higher than 74, and the weather is cooler. And usually by the time summer's over with, we are all ready for fall, if you know what I mean. So, alrighty then. This is the name. Oh my gosh, wouldn't I love to get a hold of that? This is a Sadler teapot. Very beautiful. Royal. It's not a Royal Albert because it's not marked as such. But this is comes from the Adler line of teapots. Very pretty teapot. I figure the closer we get, a lot of people like teapots. That's why I try to pick them up when I get a chance. But it is Adler. Very beautiful. There's your poinsettia. Turning it around, you have one right there. You straighten it out. There's that one. But it's just so beautiful. Yeah, Brian, that's, we've had quite a bit of rain here as well. Not here until the storms. And sometimes the storms cool it off, but sometimes with a storm, there's high wind. And Laura knows she had something go through her area here. I think it was last week. Yeah, when it's so sticky hot and it hit in a cold front comes together, it's always not a good marriage, that's for sure, especially for storms and stuff like that. So I don't remember last year being this hot. It could have been. So let's go ahead and put this pretty over here and go on to the next. So this is another really an oldie but a goodie. And what drew me to it was it kind of looks like you kind of get the vibe of, and it is marked of like farmhouse. But then when you look beyond that a little bit, it kind of reminds you of a castle in a way. Let's see here, y'all. And this one has a sticker on it, and it says BETREIAFIRUSKA, made can't talk neither, y'all. Made in Italy. This is an Italy made piece. And when I Googled this, I about fell over because me and my glass dishes, that's all I'm saying. Let's go to that gallery because, like I said, I do Google a lot of these on the spot to see what we're working with here. And I'll show it. Well, that was silly. Hang on. So, let me do this again, but I'll show it to you. Let me get this sticker on. But it's kind of a combination of frosted glass and it's like frosted at the top. But look at that right there. That kind of at first reminds you of a farmhouse. But then when you look beyond that, it kind of reminds you of a castle in a way. I don't know what you guys are seeing. And it's frosted right up here in this vicinity. And it's really beautiful. And there you have your sticker on the bottom, which almost never happens, telling you where it was made, where'd it go. right in there. It's so opaque you can hardly see it. But there is that sticker right there. Let me move it in closer. There is your sticker. It is from Italy. And I will tell you exactly what it is because when I Googled it, you see all these trees down here. But it kind of reminded me of a castle. And I'm fascinated with that. And it comes in at, this is another big one. This comes in at 16 inches. It's a big one. And I'll give you the information that I did pull up on that. So, okay. It's trying to be catty with me. I don't want to search image. And away we go. Vintage Studio. Wait a minute. A lot of this stuff you find it, and it's really hard to, when you Google it, but I think it's Studio Nova is where it comes from. It's not a, wait a minute, or is it? But it is from Italy. And for something to survive all that time without being decimated is beyond me. But I'll turn it around like this. It's really an amazing piece. You do have another building off to the side there. All the trees. And I guess it's like a rose of something, I guess. But it is very different. Frosted right up in this area here. It's just as pretty from the front, from the back as it is from the front. This is the back. And it is from Italy. Beautiful piece. Let me put that somewhere where it's not going to get kabombed. I forgot to show y'all this while we're in the mind on Christmas. This looks like it would be warm. I think it really would be. And it's kind of cute. I thought it was. And it is a holiday time one size. And look at that. It's a hat. And look at the little, how it looks like it'd be warm. It's got reindeer antlers on it. Here's the back of it. It's got your adjustable thing. One size fits all. And there's that right there. I did pick that up in case someone was in that Christmas mood. To me, it appears it's never been worn. Somebody probably got it and was going to wear it and changed their mind, but it is very cute, very different. You don't see things like this very often, but it would be warm because of what it's made of on the outside. Isn't that adorable? Really cute. You feel like somebody's watching you. Alrighty then, enough of that. So we're going to go over here and continue. Okay, well, welcome back, Mr. Brian. This is another old one. I usually set my stuff on the counter because I really don't like to put it in the cart because things get broke. I don't want to break, they don't charge you for it, but I don't like to break something that, here's another beauty right here. Of course, here's the bottom of it. It is old. Look how that's cut. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful, beautiful. It lost power for 4 hours. My goodness. And this again is an older piece. There you got the feet on the bottom. I'm not for sure, but I seen this. I was on my way to the counter and I saw this and I thought, isn't that neat? But look at that, how beautiful that is. I don't I find a lot of glass, and what I find hard to believe is that it's not cracked or chipped or anything like that. I'm going to take a quick picture of this because I didn't have time to Google it because I was on my way out of there. So let's go ahead and take a quick picture of this. And we'll see what we're working with. This seems to be very reflective of light. It's absolutely gorgeous. Let's see what we have here. Let's see if this is. I seem to have that knack for that older stuff, and I'm looking at it right now. And it's Fostoria. No wonder I picked it up. It's Fostoria glass. And so I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Fostoria glass, but that's what this is. So it's probably there again in that older category. I seem to be drawn to that. And it is mid-century Fostoria. Yeah, it's mid-century. So to have something survive that long, guys, I seem to be. They have so much glass, and they was fully stocked. And a lot of times when you go in there on a Saturday, the mustard seeds, you're lucky to find a cart because they're extremely busy. When I walked in, there just happened to be that one, and I'm like, good, because I have my purse and carry my water and stuff. And a lot of times I have coffee as well, so I have to be able. I don't like carrying that, but yeah, that's vintage, mid-century. So that is gorgeous. It's not a real big one, but it is beautiful, and it's very. I noticed it's very reflective of the light. Thank you, Brian. And it is 10 inches across, and the depth of this one is about almost 5 inches deep. Very beautiful, very reflective of the light. But it is a beautiful piece. It's not crystal. I don't know, it's got that ping. Let's see what they say about that. Let's dig a little deeper here, y'all. Never hurts to really know all the information. Fosteria American. Holy cats! Footed fruit bowl. Oh my goodness, you won't believe what this is listed for. I'm not going to say, I don't believe in saying comps. Now, if it's sold for that, I will tell you, but I don't believe in saying that because it's not right. Everyone sells their stuff at different prices, and I don't think doing a comp that has not sold for that is really fair, so I don't do it. Man, let's see the full description. A beautiful 16-inch footed centerpiece fruit bowl, tort by popular and vintage Fosteria Glass Company in the American Clear pattern, STEM 2056. This pattern was made by Fostoria in Moundsville, Virginia, and the company made pieces from 1915 to 1986. And when the company shuttered its doors, this pattern continues to be one of the most popular and sought after even to this day due to its intricate pattern, sturdy design, and easy versatility. And this one don't have any cracks or chips neither, and it's in real good shape. But yeah, this is no wonder I picked it up and ran. Well, I didn't run, but like I said, I put a lot of my things on the counter because I don't like putting them in the cart because I don't want to break them. And Hey, Joanne, welcome in, sweetheart, because I would much rather have it safely on the cart on the counter than in the cart. Because if you buy a lot of glass like I do, there's such a tremendous chance for breakage, and I don't want that to happen. But it seems like I have that eye for these older vintage glass pieces, and it's like I'm drawn to them. Nothing wrong with that. Seems like I'm okay. I have found the bottom of the purse cookie jar. It's very cute. I think I just bought this because I like the way it looks. So this is from David's Cookies, a bite above the rest. And I bought this because I thought it was absolutely adorable. I didn't see anything wrong with it. Let me set this on top. Isn't that so cute? You know, you could use it for other things besides a cookie jar if you wanted to put something different in it. And here's the back of it. You could do that. Who said you had to put cookies in there? And here's the back side of it. David's Cookies, I have heard of them. Thank you, Gigi. It is. I thought it was so, and it could be. I'm not for sure. I don't think that's fired gold, but I just thought that that was adorable. Kind of right up my alley. Like I said, you don't have to put cookies in there. Thank you, Brian. Isn't that neat? Here's the inside of it. There's your inside, but I just thought that that was amazing. I like purses too. I'm kind of guilty of having a hoard of purses, but that's what we females do, right? But I thought that that was just amazing. And it's a cookie jar. Never seen one. They've had a lot of cookie jars in there lately, but this is the one that stood out to me because it was like a purse. And anyway, let me get this ruler out of the way. Set this on here. It was just different. I've heard of David's Cookies. Alrighty then. Let's go down. I'm in a sea of papers over here. I know what this is. And I bought this as a set, and I thought it was pretty neat. And boy, is this thing old. Okay. There. And it's kind of that Chinese, Japanese, and that motif, and it was a set. And here's the bottom bowl right here. This is the bowl that was inside that little, it's like a little, what would you call that? Little dish. Not, well, you know what I mean. This is old, guys. This is really, really old. And when it says made in China, but it's in red, that means that it's probably worth a little more than something that you might see otherwise. And here is the bottom little plate, and it was sold as a set. And there's your little China people right there. And I thought it was really, really pretty. And of course, it's got that on the back. Thank you, Brian. And when it's got that on the back, you know, a lot of things are made in China, but either Japan or China, you're looking for that red mark because that means better quality normally. So I really didn't Google these, but they need to be washed. I know that. But it's just really a beautiful set. And I think that's probably in the center of that. That's probably real fired gold on that. And I thought it was just such a cute, they go together obviously. And I thought it was just a really cute little set right there. Probably because it's got pink in it, I'm kind of drawn to pink. But I thought that that was really, it needs a bath, needs to be washed, but made in China. But it's that red mark that makes the difference on your China and Japan stuff. Anytime that it's marked in red, it's usually worth more. And that's what I go by. Set that off to the side. And I did find one of the old, normally I don't buy liquor bottles, but this one was so amazing I couldn't pass it up. And Old Forester. But I just happened to find this and I thought it was pretty amazing, so I went ahead and picked it up. I'm not for sure the age on this neither, but look at that top. That probably come out of a person's house that had money, probably. There you have that. There's your top and there's your stopper. I know a lot of people do collect these bottles. This one's got some numbers on the bottom too. And normally I'm not into liquor bottles, but I thought this one was really pretty. It's got a big long bunch of numbers on it. LP-570000555 2 something. It's got a serial number on the bottom of it. But I thought it was very unique. I do know people do like to collect bottles, and that is completely glass, right down to that right there. Just a really, really pretty bottle. There's your numbers on the bottom. I don't know if that's something that may have been a limited edition thing where it was numbered. I'm not for sure, but I do know people like to purchase things like this. I'm not for sure of the age on it, but you do have numbers on the bottom. And I thought that was pretty neat. Of course, you could always take that off if you didn't want it on there, and it would make just a beautiful set around thing, I think. Probably older, I'm not for sure. Maybe I should make a picture because I really didn't photograph this because I thought, well, it's pretty and I know people do like that kind of stuff. Nothing like nice cold water. Let's take a quick snap. We may have a collector's edition on our hands. I don't know. But just to pick out things kind of by the looks of them and it's not a bad job. I didn't do too bad this time around. Let's take a look at it and see if we have something special. We may not, but we won't know until we look. You will open the image immediately. Okay, they got some results. Yes, it is listed. Maybe not. Oh, here we go. They do have someone selling on eBay a lot of liquor, LOT, of liquor decanters. Let me see what it says about it. So I was right. People do collect them, and I'm going to see what it says. And that one's Old Forester, so the stopper's in good shape on that. Holy cats. Stopper. It says mid-century modern vintage. So it is vintage, so wow. Sometimes, like I say, liquor bottles aren't my thing, but I thought this one was beautiful. And a lot of times you can tell, that's a dead giveaway too, where it's done like that on the bottle. It doesn't smell like liquor. That's long since gone. The stopper's in really good shape. There's your stopper part right there. It's in excellent condition. Like I said, some people collect these. And it never hurts to have a variety of things to offer because we don't know what. Oops. Well, that's odd. It's got a little dimple. I mean, see that thing sticking out there? That's odd on the top of the bottle. I never even noticed that. Huh. I wonder if that's usually you see the little things to the inside of the glass, but there's a little knot right there. Don't know what that means, but there it is. Right there, there's a little knot. So I'll put it over here with the other bottle because people do like those. And it needs a good washing, but I would never ship anything that looks kind of gross. That's just not how I am. So I sold a jewelry box. I sold that Danbury mint jewelry box, and I swept that out and wiped it, the wood part, with some oil. And I don't send stuff that look like that. I won't do it. Plus, it had a big old mirror. It's very nice. I've had it for some time. And really, the shipping was not bad on it. I mean, it was only like, I think it was $7 or $8 to ship it, but I always do bag in a box because it is cheaper. Next up, we have this Avon Beauty. This is from the 1960s. And I think Avon put out that Cape Cod brand. And this kind of variates light and then goes down darker at the bottom. That was done on purpose. But this is Avon and it is from the 60s. So as you can see, the variation of color going a little lighter down into the red, kind of egg shaped, and it is from the 60s. I don't see any egg. It probably had a sticker on it, but oh yes, it does. Got the Avon insignia right in the middle on the bottom. And it's got a number as well, Avon. And it looks like it has a 7 on there. Avon 7. Don't know what significance that is, but anyway. It is marked Avon. It might be a little hard to see. And the number 7. Let me tip it back a little bit, but it is Avon. And it is definitely from the 60s, so that's another one that survived a lot without getting beat up. But that's another. I know Avon did a series of red Cape Cod pieces, and that was probably back in the 60s or something like that as well. So I think we're to the bottom. Wait a minute. Just when you thought that was it, here comes more. Oh, this one was a wow piece as well. And let me look this up. That was another wow piece. And it does have, I didn't even notice that. I just Googled it. It does have something on the bottom. It is, well, when you turn it the right way, it's got Leveland. This thing is so USA. Could this thing get any dirtier? My goodness. Yeah, Leveland is what this is. And it's got 111184 on it as well. And I did Google this. It's small, but it is mighty, and I'll give you a description on exactly what that is because I did Google it in the store. Let me see if I still have it. So let's go in here and see if I still have that. Because a lot of them are, that's why my phone is about ready to keel over. There's so much stuff in it. Let's see. Nope, we're going to take a quick picture, but this is a jewelry box that I sold. Hopefully you can see it. That was the Danbury Mint. Beautiful, beautiful jewelry box. That was the inside of it right there. And as you can see, I would never send anything like that. And it's been closed up and I had no idea how it got that way. There's the other part of it. Excellent condition. And that was a Danbury Mint. Beautiful, beautiful jewelry box. And it was heavy, but I was surprised on the ship. It's the way I did it is the reason why it didn't cost that much. Because I do bag in a box. It's always cheaper. You just get get your garbage bag and wrap it. I think the reason why they discount that a little bit because so many things were getting broken through the mail, and they decided that if someone took and wrapped it up real as tight as they could in that garbage bag. I know that sounds hideous, but it works. It gets you cheaper shipping, and it's a Napco white glass pedestal scalloped. So let me see what I don't know if you guys are familiar with Napco or not, but that's exactly what it is. Some people collect milk glass, some people don't, and I'm looking for more the age of it. It's from Cleveland, Ohio, which I've seen, and it is vintage, and that is on the bottom of it. So, oh dear me. Vintage Napco white milk glass scallop pedestal vase planter number 1184, which is on the bottom. Cleveland, USA, 1969. Mine don't have any chips or stains neither, but it's from Napco. And like I said, I'm not into doing any comps on anything because for one thing, it's really not fair because unless it sells for that, then you can tell it just because it's listed. But anyway, that is Napco milk glass. Isn't that beautiful? And it says Cleveland, Ohio, USA, and the number on the bottom. It's hard to see, but isn't that gorgeous? Very beautiful. And some people do collect milk glass. So, but anyway, I wanted to show you guys this. You may not have seen it in the beginning. My husband bought me a scale just like they use at the post office because I do sell a lot of glass. It is digital. It's just like what the post office uses. And it is nice. Yes, it was. And you know what I think I know why. Thank you, Brian, because he's had to pack a few of those packages had glass and it weighs up to 110 pounds of weight. And he did buy me that. This is brand new, which comes in handy. It has a digital readout on it. It's got different modes on it. And it's just really a handy dandy little machine because I've had some stuff weigh some pretty good weight. And I couldn't take something to the post office to have it weighed because it was pouring rain. And I didn't want to ruin my box and after all that hard work. So I do have a very nice scale to weigh those items on, and you can recharge it. It does have a charging port on it. It can be charged. Yeah, that was sweet of him. He knew. He bought it at Harbor Freight, and it was on sale. So that's a nice little tool. I've got a little scale that weighs silver as well. So he does like to do things that, come in handy for a person. And he goes, "Did you see what I got you?" And I said, "No." And I looked over there, and it was this scale, which will come in handy that way. No more trips to the. Hey, Marzitas, welcome in. Thank you for coming in. So it does come in handy, and like I said, it has a port to charge it, so that's a good deal. But here's another thing you guys might have missed. I'm not normally into this type of hat, but I thought it was neat, and it is a lady's hat. And look at the side of it. Now, somebody paid some big dollars for this. And you dip it down like that. And it is from Leon's Breakaway, top quality apparel and leather. Leon's Breakaway Outfitters. Has the size in it. Looks like I don't see any gross stuff around the band, and I'll show you what it says. It's one of those what I call a yee-haw hat. But I really liked it and here's the back of it. And I thought it was amazing for the price. And of course, it has this on the sides of it. You could be a real cowgirl with that one, couldn't you? I'm not the type to wear a hat, but I probably would wear that. Of course, I got that clip in my hair, but isn't that nice? And it's from a Western shop, and you're going to pay high dollar in a Western shop. There's no doubt about it. But I was kind of attracted to the pink. As you can see, that's pink. Yep, I would definitely wear that. I have to throw on of course, I'd have to have the fancy outfit on. But I bet this cost a pretty penny. And if I didn't have that on, I'd put it on. But yeah, figure you turn to the side. You'd be the envy of, if you go line dancing, you'd be the envy of the whole place, I guarantee you. But I just thought it was neat and the price was right. And I thought, why not? But isn't that neat? That's one of those, have you on a pair of those boots with fringes on them, and you could really rock that dance floor with this one on. But I thought it was really neat. But get a drink of water here. I had a black cowboy hat, but I sold it probably a year ago. Wow, what a haul. And this coming Thursday, there will be an auction at 6 p.m. Without a doubt. I've got too many things. It has to be moved out. So there will be an auction. And as you know, there's a lot of preparation when you have an auction. First, you have to wade through what you picked up. And it will be auction time. So that's a for sure. Let's see what next Thursday is at 6. And if that brings me on before I'm supposed to come on, I'm going to have a cat fit. So let's do our calendar here. Already in August. So it will be August 8th at 6 p.m. I'm going to have someone, since my channel name has changed, I'm going to have someone, and I might ask Josie if she will do me the thumbnail for it. because she's really good at that. And I do need one since obviously the channel name has changed. And I'll tell you why. So, yesterday, everyone loves a good story. Yesterday, while I was thrifting, I was coming home and I was not thinking of changing my channel name at all. And I was coming home and I'm like, you've got a lot of glass in your possession. Yeah, wasn't that a fancy hat? You could go with the correct outfit, you could go out and be the envy of the dance floor, right, Brian? I haven't danced in years. But I was coming home and I thought, you must really love glass because you bought enough of it and you said you wasn't going to. So I was sitting there trying to think of a name that I feel like was cohesive with what I sell as well as my personality. So I chose the name Gina's Glass, Glass and Glam Galore. And I thought that was good because, I even changed my little round thing. If you're going to have a new channel name, you got to have a fresh face on there, right? And that's why I changed it. I had no idea I was ever going to change it. I don't know. Something just occurred to me that I should make my channel name cohesive with what I like to buy and what I like to wear. And that's where that name was born. So I decided to change it. And sometimes change is good, but I did decide to change that. It came really out of nowhere. I was just driving home and boom, I get this idea. And that's why I decided to change it. So, anyway, that's the story behind that. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much because I do like that glam. You know how I am. I like to dress the part. That's where the word glam comes from. And it just seemed like it was the embodiment of me as a person and what I like to buy. And boom, it was born. So, anyway, um, the wolf is definitely, I made blueberry pancakes for breakfast and it was a mix, but it was good. And I had blueberry pancakes. And Ginger, my little female, she loves pancakes, but she wants the butter and the syrup on it. So I made a little tiny one for her. Gizmo don't care about them, but she'll sit there and while you're eating, she'll bark and she'll sneeze until she gets her way. So I don't give her a lot. Oh yes, I found a really amazing blueberry pancake mix, and it sells quick. So I picked up 2 boxes this last time, and it's really good. You can smell it all through out the house when you make them. So I made about 6 altogether, and one for my little Ginger, a little tiny one. That dog is rotten, and she's supposed to. I picked her out for me, and she's so attached to my husband, it's not even funny. And Gizmo, I think he's more attached to me, but probably going to have to go out later and pick more tomatoes because I seen I had some ripening out there, and my jalapenos were not as hot this year. I don't know why. It may have been the variety. My husband picked out a larger variety because I make jalapeno jelly. I froze some. I may pull from the freezer because, I like to be able to, I don't like it real hot, but I like it to where you can taste it. But I did freeze some and hull them out and freeze them. And it's not going to affect the flavor because all you see is the little shreds in there because I do uh, put them in the blender and mix them with vinegar and whatever else goes in there. And I have made peach jalapeno, which is pretty good. And I want to do pineapple jalapeno, which I think is going to be pretty good. But sometimes it's that time thing. You have me, I have 1,000 things going at one time. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. And I got to really slow down, because when you have that, you end up having things half done and not really finishing what you were supposed to do in the first place. But boy, they were delicious. But I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. But I wanted to come on and show you the pretties and tell you about the channel so you won't be surprised, like, who's that? So I did change the channel name. I felt like it was conducive with me, myself as a person. Thank you, Laura. You know me, I get down in there, and Saturday's my favorite time to go thrifting, but the thrift shop I go to is so busy. You're lucky to get a cart, and either I get lucky and get one, or someone puts one back and then I run over there and get it. But it's just better to have a cart, and most of my things I put on their counter, because they have a real big counter that goes completely around in a square. That way things do not get broken. But there will be an auction this coming Thursday, August the 8th at 6 p.m. I'm going to check that in triplicate, because I got a big surprise the last time. So you just never know what I'm going to have. So I think I'm going to contact Josie and have her, she's the thumbnail queen. I'm going to have her do me one, which will probably be my permanent one, because she's really good at it. So I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for being there and being here. Have a nice rest of your evening. If you're in a state where you've got storms coming, please be careful, because they're not fun, and it can turn really ugly in a short amount of time. So I'm going to let you guys go. Stay safe. Love you guys, and until next time, help someone out. Love people, because you may be the only one that does. I love you guys. Goodbye, and thank you for being here. Bye-bye.